another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello, hello. Hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers and my darlings. And I know you have all of your crumpets together because, Charlie, you know what time it is, honey. It is time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meats. What's happening? Oh, honey, it's a long one, honey. It's been a long day. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Starting with, let's see. I told you yesterday I had taken my first shot of the monkeypox vaccine, right? And so that damn thing, honey, I don't have necessarily any side effects, I don't think. I've just been sleeping. Okay, child. Sleeping. So perhaps, Alabama said as a child, you needed it. Hell, you don't sleep. I said, oh, okay, well, c'est la vie. I ain't gonna argue with that. But today, this is because of all the sleeping that I did. I got up extremely early this morning. We had a meeting with the College Park Citizens Association, which turned out to be a wonderful meeting, honey. Okay. Councilman Roderick Gay, who represents Ward 4 here in the city of College Park, was there. He was our guest speaker. My councilman, Joe Karn, came in to give some support. And, they had a tag team match going on with a couple of things, to stay on par. And and it turned out to be a very, very informative meeting. Okay, very informative. And we got some things that I got to find out more about this DMO thing that he was talking about and things of that nature. But again, when we're dealing with politicians and things of that nature, the proof is in the pudding, and you can only take them at their word, and you can only take them at their word so far, Like I say, everything else is in the sauce, okay? The secret's in the sauce, honey. And so now let's see what's going on. I did challenge him because I whenever we bring in a speaker and we know that this is a controversial person or they have been very adversarial, the goal is to not make this to be a bashing session, but more so, like a come to Jesus moment. Let's sit down and let's discuss it. So I did bring a little bit of heat, and I thank God we did it very diplomatically because, like I said, I have always been a very strong critic of you, I don't live in your ward. However, I have always been very critical of you and things of that nature. And I told him, with what you have outlined here with us, it gives me a better understanding of your work and how, the board sees you and this, that, and the other. And then I went in, I said, but however, this particular project and what you did, please enlighten us, get us here to where we're eye to eye to understand what your modus of operandi was, because it seemed like you backdoored your way in. And quite frankly, he did. That's what he said he did. He was very forthcoming with it and carrying on and was honest about it. So for that, we give a couple kudo points to carrying on, but at the same time, it's like, okay, honey, we can't keep crying foul if you keep doing shit that's going to fuck up. Point blank. Okay. Point blank period. And things. So we had a wonderful, we didn't think he was going to stay the whole time, but he did. Okay. He stayed the entire time. And that there was a good thing, a real good thing. So, that was that. In the interim of all that, then I was trying to take care of some things here. I got a phone call from home and realized, honey, my nephew is at that age, and we're going to talk about this today. One of the things I'm going to call it the adolescence to adulthood, that rites of passage thing. Okay. When is it time for parents to, change your parenting skills, and to take it to the next level? Okay. And all of those kinds of things. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. But in the interim of all that, I dozed off. I end up going to sleep. And I kept saying I was supposed to be doing something today. Something was on my calendar, but I did not make an alert. And I end up missing the memorial service for my coworker I was telling you guys about. They had the memorial service today between 2 and 4 up at the job, at the donut factory. And I was like, damn it, I wanted to go, but maybe this was God's way of not having me there, because I have just, it's just been overwhelming. And I had a little moment today. I called my father and let him know what was going on. And then he's letting me know what's going on with his common-law wife. And she is battling, honey. She's battling and she's battling and she's battling. And right now, my father is like, okay, we can only hope for the best. And this, that, and the other. So, yeah. Okay. So in dealing with that, it's just been a long day. Okay. However, I did watch the first episode, honey, of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. For those of you who are comic book fans and carrying on, I don't know if I'm going to like this series. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to like it because, this is just the first episode. Each episode is going to come out every Thursday. And we're getting into a few things. This is her origin story, how she became She-Hulk, according to them. Okay. And I did not follow her in the comic books completely to know her origin story and carrying on. However, they're saying that she happens to be Bruce's cousin. That's the Incredible Hulk. Bruce's cousin, and according to how she became She-Hulk here, they had some kind of car accident, if you will, and she had a gash and a cut. And when she went to come and help him out the car or whatever, he was bleeding, and his blood got to dripping, on her scar or whatever, which then, of course, his blood ended up mixing with her blood, and that's how she became the She-Hulk. Okay, interesting. But I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know. Right now, it's cute. It's entertaining. The CGI is a little bit too much for me. As far as I'm concerned, she ain't green enough. And this is going to be rather interesting. Okay, very interesting. So it's just the first episode, and we're going to see how that mulls over. I was expecting this to have been a movie first versus a TV series. Okay, so there is that. Okay. But let's get into it. Let me see what y'all talking about over here in the comment section. Now, Red was just here, but he popped out for a minute, so I'm sure he's going to pop up here. Hey, Big Meech, I was reading one of my Girls from the Hood books through voiceover on my phone. Okay. And now I'm eating smoked cheese and crackers. Oh, what kind of cheese is it? Okay, is it that smoked Gouda, which is delicious? Smoked Gouda and crackers, honey. Okay, that there's lovely. Now, do you have the spread or do you have the slices and carry it on? That's very important because sometimes that spread can be a little too salty, or sometimes that port wine cheese, it can be real salty when they put it in the spread. But if you got the little the squares, the cracker cuts and carrying on, and you go on cheese and crackers like that, baby, that is absolutely fantastic. Okay, I want to join you in that, Sugar Plum. Okay. But let's get into it. Let's get into it because it ain't nothing to do but to do it, right? Let's start here. I think I'm gonna start. Let me get over this shit, okay? I want to get over this thing here because politically speaking, those of you who Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a congresswoman, a senator of sorts, honey, representing some town here in Georgia. She's a Georgia senator, whatever district she is. Okay, this heifer is crazier. Okay, she is crazy. Okay, and I mean batshit crazy. Okay, well, she just recently decided that she's going to introduce a bill that is going to make it illegal for doctors to care for trans youth. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm like, okay, really, girl. So yeah, we're going to get into it. Let me. This here is from. I don't watch Fox News and carrying on. Not the national thing. The local Fox affiliates are okay. It's that national shit that just drives me absolutely bonkers. Okay. However, we're going to get into this. Okay. Let me make sure I share the audio as well. But this here is from Tucker Carlson's show. Okay, y'all see it's up on Twitter, and so which makes this fair game. So I'm going to go ahead on and play this.
Pending. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on. So what do you plan to do about this?
Well, I find this absolutely appalling, Tucker. And, the whole reason why I ran for Congress in the first place is because I'm one of the Americans that are sick and tired of our government allowing the abuse of the American people. But when it comes to gender-affirming care, which is really child abuse, this is actually an assault and it's child abuse. And this practice should never happen. It's so disgusting and appalling, and it's an embarrassment to our country. You see, I'm one of those that believes the Republican Party is only worth being a true party, worth deserving of the people's votes if we are willing to stand up and stop horrific things like child abuse and like so-called gender-affirming care, which is really genital mutilation. It's puberty blockers that cause chemical castration, teenage girls actually having their breasts chopped off, teenage boys being castrated. This needs to be illegal, and I'm introducing a bill called Protect Children's Innocence Act, and it would create a law that would cause it to be a Class C felony for any person involved in so-called gender-affirming care. That means genital mutilation surgery, that means hormones, that means puberty blockers, anything involving any youth under the age of 18, because these kids are too young to make these awful decisions that will affect them and will be permanent for the rest of their lives.
You cut the breasts off a little girl, you should go to prison, of course. You perform a medically unnecessary hysterectomy on a little girl, you should be in prison. So, I mean, I assume you're going to get every Republican vote for this.
I should have every single Republican co-sponsor, but unfortunately I don't yet. I only have 5 co-sponsors. I'm talking to all of my colleagues and urging them because, Tucker, let me tell you something. This is a referendum on the Republican Party. When we take back the majority, if the American people elect us, we have a lot of work to do. Not only do we need to impeach Merrick Garland, we need to clean out the corrupt FBI. We need to hold the Democrats accountable and defund all of their climate garbage, 87,000 IRS army. But there's one thing that we have got to do, and we're not even a party worth deserving of the American people's votes if we cannot protect children from this horrific child abuse and create this to be a felony, because this practice has to end. It's the kind of things nightmares are made of, and these are monsters under kids' beds that are doing these horrific things to them.
Yeah. Well, you can't sexually mutilate children. Sorry. And I hope you will send us a list of every Republican who's too cowardly to affirm the obvious. Once again, you can't sexually mutilate children, period. So thank you, Congresswoman, for what you're doing on this. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tucker.
Let me explain something. See, a lot of people always run their motherfucking mouths, honey, when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay? Now, I will say this, that I am in agreement with, I don't believe that those who are under a certain age, if children still are in single digits and carrying on, and they are walking into their trans identity or whatever, I don't believe that hormone blockers and things of that nature should be utilized, okay, at that time. However, if the parents have gone through all of the proper care, all of the proper resources, all of the proper education, all of the proper documentation, all of what they're supposed to do to make sound decisions for their medical care of their children, then ain't nobody's goddamn business but theirs, correct? Now, isn't that the same thing that we're fighting for? Isn't that why a lot of the children didn't want the Affordable Health Care Act? Because y'all were saying that it took away folks' rights to freedom of choice and how to sit up there and talk with their doctors and how to choose my own doctors and how to this with my doctors and carrying on. Isn't that why the Republican Party didn't want to fund that or didn't want to get behind that? Because y'all said that it was taking away choice. Okay, so how is it that this damn Republican heifer is now wanting to start and put a bill together that is going to criminalize doctors who are taking care of those dealing with a very life-altering decision and are in need of medical care? Okay, she did the scare tactic. See, a lot of y'all who hear trans, the only thing that comes to mind of y'all is the chop off. Y'all think, oh my God, it's the chop, it's the chop, it's the chop, it's the chop. Okay, I'm still reminded of Boosie, you know, when he's up there, Dwayne, don't get the boy dick cut off, don't cut his dick off, man. Dumb, because that there is ignorant. I'm gonna say dumb. It's just ignorant because you don't understand what all of this entails. Okay, because there are many of my trans children who opt not for sexual reassignment surgery. Sexual reassignment surgery, honey, that's so far down the line, child, to where that's not even a discussion right away. Okay, we have to sit down there and first we have to clear out all the cobwebs, honey, and get all the sprockets and the cogs in the right position and in the right order to make sure that this here is what this is. Because I will say this out loud. Okay, darling, cute. I sure will. I will say that I know there are several children that I've come in contact with who've gotten caught up in the fantasy of what it is to dress up and carrying on and play dress up and, catch a look and this, that, and the other. And a lot of the children you know, come into play, you know, and things. And oh, I know a lot of the girls, honey, they think that they're supposed to be women because, you know, they were unclockable, honey. And, oh, they got the trade. The trade was all up on them, bitch. And oh, they just felt so fishy and oh, bitch, and oh, bitch, and oh. But a lot of them were just caught up, you know, in the moment. And then because they had trans sisters around them, a lot of them thought that that's what they were supposed to do. That they thought that was the next step, the next evolution. Oh, I need to get on Moans, honey. I need to get on Moans so I can soften this look. You know, I need to soften this look down, honey, so I can look fishy, you know. And that there is what they think is the natural progression. A lot of the times, what it is that the children, honey, were just drag queens. Okay, just drag queens who, you know, get caught up in the fantasy of the show, but don't want to live their lives that way 24/7. You know what I'm saying? The idea of the trans community, honey, is that they're saying that this is who I am 24 hours a day. There is no whatever their former name is. That person never existed. I am who I am. You understand? That is what the whole thing is. Okay? And folks not go, you know, a lot of the traditional children, the traditional minded children, those who see the world only in black and white, you're not going to understand that. And maybe you're not supposed to because that ain't your bag. Okay. But this heifer here now wants to make it illegal. It's almost like going right along the line, as they're saying with the doctors. Y'all trying to make it illegal for doctors to perform abortions and carrying on. You're making it illegal. So now a woman can sit down there and now be arrested or be charged with a crime. A doctor can be charged with a crime because he performed an abortion. And now you're trying to say the same thing. This is a crime. And now you're trying to scare folks and the evangelicals and stuff by saying, oh, this is child abuse. This here is chemical mutilation. And no, it's not. Because see, what you don't know is this, that hormone blockers are reversible. Now, I'm going to read this because when I read this, I did not know this, okay? This here is coming from LGBTQ Nation, from Alex Bollinger, written yesterday, Friday, August 19th, 2022. Okay. And I'm going to jump down here to where they explain it here. It says gender affirming surgery is not performed on minors, but right-wing extremists have been saying without evidence that Boston's Children's Hospital is performing such surgeries on young children. Their claims have been rated false by fact checkers. That hasn't stopped the pediatricians at the hospitals from getting death threats. Puberty blockers, on the other hand, are used in treatment of transgender youth to hold off permanent changes of puberty so that young people have more time to understand their gender identities better. The reversible medications have been shown to significantly reduce lifelong suicidal risk among transgender people. The American Academy of Pediatrics, American Medical Association, American Psychological Association, and other major medical mental health organizations all support gender-affirming care for pubescent youth when appropriate. Okay? When appropriate. Okay? So that there is that. Now, it jumps down because I wanted to play this for y'all so y'all can hear her own words. But this here, she explained that her bill would make it a Class C felony for any person involved in a so-called gender-affirming care, specifying that that includes puberty blockers and hormone therapy. Federal Class C felonies have a minimum sentence of 10 years and a maximum sentence of 25 years. So let's examine that for just a second. So now you're going to sit down here and put someone in jail for 10 to 25 years on a felony Class Act C. Okay. A Class C felony, federal felony, because you disagree with the fact that trans exists and that you do not support transgenderism. Okay, that's all what this boils down to. Because now, these so-called conservatives, or these extreme conservatives, are trying to tell you what a family is supposed to be. But bitches, I'm going to ask you this: have you discovered the idea of how to help those who are infertile to become fertile? Those who have problems being fruitful and multiplying. Okay, y'all have not came up with a legitimate solution for that besides in vitro fertilization and surrogacy. Okay, so why is it that it is ridiculous to believe that folks are born this way, or this, that, and the other, because of whatever you have in your made-up heads? You understand what I'm saying? See, y'all making this in a mountain out of a molehill that has nothing to do with you. If my children, want to come through all of this and say, listen, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, then the proper thing is, let's find the information. First, we have to get educated. Y'all blasted Dwayne Wade because when Zaya came out and said, listen, honey, no, please call me by Zaya because I am who I am. The first thing that they did was seek out information so that they could educate themselves, so that it wouldn't be this whole, gamma quadrant of kaleidoscope emotions. Okay, they did not sit down there and want to point fingers and carry on. They went to go research this to find out what's what are the steps, how do we do this, what kind of counseling is needed, and gone through the steps. This heifer here has not even sat down to really understand what this is that trans children go through. All you're doing is spouting all of this because you don't like the fact that this is something that's a part of life. And you're taking away choices from the parents, because it's not, everybody keeps saying, oh, a child is too young to make this decision. Well, the child is not the one that's ultimately making the decision. It's the parents. The parents are the ones that have to sign off on it. The parents are the ones who have to say to be in compliance with the doctor. The parents are the ones. Okay, so why are you destroying the parents' rights to say, okay, I love my child and my child is going to do this, and it's best for me to support my child versus become an adversary so I can send my child in the streets? Now, y'all done seen all the time, okay? Y'all done seen the movie, y'all done seen K. Michelle's show. What's the name of the damn show that K. Michelle got? Okay, A Body to Kill For, whatever it's called. Kate Michelle, the singer, honey, she had the butt implants or whatever that was killing her ass, and she had to go and have the surgery reversed and take out all that silicone or whatever because it was bad silicone. Okay, because the folks have been going to the black market. Okay, y'all seen it. You've seen it on Jerry Springer. You've seen it on the TV about the children who have gotten arrested and things because they're doing black market silicone. Y'all have heard the story. We talked about it here. How the kids will sit down there and will fuck you up because they're putting tire silicone in your body. It's not silicone that's the human grade. They are putting tire silicone in your body. Y'all watched Pose and y'all saw what Miss Candy went through. Okay, that's real. Back in the day, we called them pumping parties, honey. The girls knew that whoever was coming into town, honey, the girls would go out there. They worked the store, honey, to make enough money to where if they was going to get $200, they was going to get 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, and 50 here. Okay? And that's what they wanted. And they knew when it was all in appointment. So they went to go make their money to get the work done. Okay? But a lot of that shit was done on the black market, and it was done wrong. Y'all heard T.S. Madison say this. She said this out in open. She said, if you look at my body is not symmetrically sound because like one hip is higher than the other. She said, because I got some black market silicone and it, you know, it fucked me up. But I'm here to be a testament to the other girls to show you what not to do. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And that there was her story with it. But you've seen the stories. Y'all seen the people who go up under the knives and carrying on, and they get all these damn cheekbones, and we call it. Y'all remember the Dial Madam? When you see the girls that got all this silicone and stuff in their face, and then they let strangers in hotel rooms pump their goddamn face and shit. Don't know what the hell they're doing, but they want to be fishy and want to look womanly and get all these damn cheekbones, and then they try to get a cleft in their chin. So they go and surgically get that done, you know, so that they can look. So they think they can look as womanly as possible. And oftentimes they start to look like caricatures of themselves. Because one of the things that happens is, just like tattoos, y'all see folks that start off with one, then all of a sudden they got a whole sleeve, then they got a whole nother sleeve, then they got a whole damn leg. And now all of a sudden it's like ink everywhere, but like, damn, what the hell happened? And they tell you, oh, it's addictive. And I know girls who get addicted to the silicone because now they got their titties looking like this, and then they want them to go another, okay, I want another cup size. Because now they see that, okay, I'm making my money like this. Y'all heard this with strippers. Y'all watching P-Valley and Carrying On. Strippers do this all the time. The fatter their ass, the more they can make it clap, the more they get their money. And a lot of these strippers are going to these same black market children, okay, getting pumped with silicone. And they getting shit that is not conducive to their body. So over time, the shit start eating them up from the inside out. And then their bodies collapse, and then they poison and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? So this bitch wants to provide legislation to where a licensed, skilled doctor under proper medical care and the medical facilities will not be able to take a parent and their child through the necessary procedures to make sure that if this is what they're going to do, that it's done the right way. Make that make sense to me somewhere. Okay? Make that make sense to me somewhere. Let me go to the comments. I'm going to go to the comments because y'all talking, honey. Oh, y'all talking. Okay. Lanier, what you say? The embarrassment to our country is that the government has allowed creatures like her a platform. For some, even before the age of 18, the need for such surgeries becomes apparent by the parents. With the parental consent via proper research, who is she to decide when that is? Shaking my damn head. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Good evening, Michael. How are you, my darling? Thanks for coming in. I agree. And what happened to medical privacy? And why is it people's business? Where do we draw the damn line? Now, you know what, Juana? Let's talk about that because anytime it comes down to alphabet children issues or whatever, you know, they always want to go, well, if we give them this, then they're going to want, when is it going to stop? Because then the pedophiles are going to want the rights. And then the bestiality folks are going to want rights. And they always do that old dumb shit, right? But now here we're talking about medical privacy. And that's how come I'm throwing up the Affordable Care Act. Because y'all said that we wanted to have the right to choose our own doctors and to make this about my family. So if my family has gone through and said that this here is what we are looking to do and what we are saying, we know that this is my child and this here is what the best thing for my child, who in the fuck are you to tell me that I don't know what the hell it is I'm doing when it comes down to a medical decision, and I'm talking to a medical professional. So now you done tied the medical professional's hands, and you say he gonna go to jail or whatever, or she gonna go to jail or whatever, if they decide to help me and my family. Okay, where does this make sense? Huh? Where does this make sense? Because what you say, people are too lazy and they do not want to study. No, especially now that we got Google, everybody want to ask Alexa, tell me about transgenderism. And they want to dictate it to them instead of going. See, I'm old fashioned, and sometimes, yeah, I don't want to do all that goddamn reading. But you want to know something about it? Hell, go to Google. I mean, go to YouTube. You can find a video. Okay, no, not Wikipedia, honey. Wikipedia it could get faulty sometimes. But if you just got to get some basic information, you can start there. Okay, but right now, we are just in a space to where it makes no sense, and it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, it is so real. I've seen the damage it can do to breasts done in Mexico. Listen, let me tell you something about that, because see, a lot of times that's what happens. See, a lot of the girls, and I guess some of the guys, I haven't heard too many trans men do this, but I know a lot of the girls will get together. They'll go down to Mexico, okay, because hormones are cheaper down there. So, and we don't even know what grade the hormones are. They just know they go to Mexico, bitch. They're down to Tijuana, bitch. All the Los Angeles girls, they would go to Tijuana, okay, and go and get the hormones, and then go get their work done. A lot of the girls will go get their work done overseas. Now, how about that? They'll go get their work done. I don't even know if they go to the American embassy and everything to have some kind of protection. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So they go over there. Of course, medicines and carrying on, it's a different country. Laws are regulated differently. They don't do the same thing that we do. So don't understand it, right? But that's where it is. So what do we do? Huh? What do we do? Okay, you're right. Okay, hey. Oh, wow, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. It makes absolutely no sense. I know you meant it, okay? But I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys so that y'all can start having these discussions. Because listen, we already talking about the Roe v. Wade stuff and carrying on, but let's look at this from a standpoint of this. We keep wanting to talk about democracy in this country, okay? But every time democracy is on the table, it seems as though what the strictest and extreme conservatives are doing is trying to make sure that we become some kind of totalitarianism type of government, to where now we are in a dictatorship kind of thing. They're going to tell us what we can and cannot do, and then make everything against the law. Okay? In some regards, ain't that communism in some regards? Okay? Y'all so busy worried about whether or not we're going to become a socialist country, because y'all claiming that the Dems, everything, they want the government to do this and all the programs and this and want to become a socialist country. But y'all so busy fighting for ill shit to where we're becoming a dictatorship. And I'm trying to understand how are we doing that? And yet we still have soldiers up in here who going to fight for democracy for everybody else. We're fighting wars for everybody else and for everybody else to understand what democracy is. But yet when they come home, they can't get the same freedoms and shit that they fought for. Folks are still fucking with the Veterans Office and carrying on, trying to get medical attention and trying to get right. All the promises that you said that I'm entitled to, now it's on hold, or we got to do this and the paperwork this, or oh, you lost the paperwork, or don't have me in the system. How the fuck you don't have me in the damn system when you got my name on the dotted line, honey, when I came to come enlist, and you gave me a motherfucking Rankin cereal number and a goddamn gun? Okay? How do you not have me in the damn system? See, this here is the thing. Okay? And I don't understand that. I don't understand how we are allowing this to happen. Listen, we are too great of a country to allow ourselves to get in the fucking way. See, that's us stepping on us because we're too busy trying to tell everybody how to live versus saying, okay, I may not agree with this or whatever, but according to our Constitution, okay, is that the Declaration of Independence? Everybody are entitled to the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit. So that means that I could continue until I find it. And then once I get it, I may not be happy for a long time. I may have to pursue other happiness is, because happiness is very broad. Happiness is not complete, a complete package. It's not a cute little box. Okay. Because happiness is ongoing. Okay. That there is an ongoing thing. You understand? So I'm just over it, honey. I'm just over it. Okay, these Republicans and some Democrats' problem is that they're closed-minded and don't want to open their minds up different than they've been taught. And Alexa is stupid a lot of times. Is Alexa stupid a lot of the time, child? Okay, I'm living for that. I'm baffled with this transfer fat from stomach to breast. But if fatty food causes heart attacks, what do you think their own body fat would do? Now, you know what? That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. But here's the thing. I think with the fat transfer, because let's talk about Brazilian butt lifts, because that seems to be the going thing now, right? Everybody want a fat transfer because it's natural, right? I take my fat from my stomach, honey, suck all this out, and then we just redistribute it, okay, so that I can put it where I want to go. Now, wouldn't that be lovely if I could just press on my stomach and you know how you smooth out the wrinkles in your shirt and shit? You know, wouldn't that just be lovely, child, if God gave us that ability where I could just take my stomach and press the shit out this motherfucker and let it spread to my hips and my ass, okay? And then let it give me a nice little lift, because I'm losing my ass, y'all, okay? When I was younger, it was nice, compact, that had a little weight on it and shit. Now it's just wide, okay? It's wide, ain't got no weight like I need it or like I would prefer it. Ugh. Okay, yes, I know we got to do squats and carrying on, but honey, I need my weights on it, okay? But we have allowed for the Brazil. I just heard myself say that. We've allowed for the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift, to become very popular, and as we've seen, the folks that got addicted to that shit, because now the ass don't even look like it belong on the body. Okay, the legs, child, look here. You got legs looking like this. Okay, trying to hold up an ass. Wait a minute. That look like that. Okay. And you walking down the street, honey, boop, da bump, da boop, da bump, da boop. And everybody know that that's an ass job. You know, we don't even look at, you know, and it's sad to where we have allowed the fake to be what it is. You know, it's one thing when you go do it. The whole idea of cosmetic surgery was to enhance what's there, and it's not supposed to take away from the natural, right? It's supposed to look like it's all one. I really need to talk to a doctor. I want to talk to a doctor, okay, who specializes in those things. And I want them to tell me the real, because a lot of these children, honey, you know how I always notice an ass job, because right at the booty cheeks, right where the thigh connect to the ass, you see the little, remember the Underalls commercial, tink tink? And the ass look like you got on a pair of panties or a pair of underwear or something, because it looks so perfectly sculpted. And then when you look on the side, check the sides, you could see where the fat has been injected, because it looked like it got dimple marks and stuff, whatever, right? Or dimples that should be dimples, but they've been popped out. You know how you take a dent out of a car, you know, and go and you get a little suction cup and pop the dent. the ass look like that, and you can see where the filler is, right? Particularly if it's an ass that's been overblown, right? And you can, child, okay, if you're gonna do it to where it's an enhancement. I'm not knocking the surgery because I thought about doing it myself, but I've seen too many horror stories. I'm like, bitch, no, no, because after but I think it takes about maybe 6 months before it really settles and it starts to jiggle like it's supposed to jiggle. So for the first 6 months or whatever, bitch, you sit up there walking and your ass don't move. Ain't that what they say about Botox? You get Botox in your face and your shit. You can't you can't blink and all that jazz. Okay. So with the ass, like those first 6 months, and you can't sit down on your ass. You got to stay propped up. You got to get the special little donut pillow or whatever. Child, bye. Okay. Listen, I've already had gastric sleeve surgery, honey. Okay, and that was enough for me. And hell, that was 10 years ago. My anniversary of that is tomorrow, actually, the 21st of August. It was 10 years ago that I had a gastric sleeve. Okay, now I'm not as big as I once was, but I've gained some weight back. Okay, so now the fight is, having to take it back off because I need to lose about 100 pounds. Okay, in order to get where I want to be, okay? Because I like to be up under 200 again. I mean, I'm not up under 300 because I'm at 380 right now. I need to get back down to 290, and I gained my weight. I gained that weight over the last 5 years because I was in school, burning the candle at both ends, and I was eating candy trying to stay awake, and the candy took over. But that was one of the side effects that my doctors were telling me, because the body craves sugar, but I got this uncontrollable urge for sugar that was unreal. I was like, no, because believe it or not, after having that surgery, I would be full of shit. If anybody who's seen me eat, okay, because they say eat your protein and stuff first. So you eat your protein so you get full faster, right? I'll be full or whatever and can't eat anymore, but ready to throw up or whatever, right? Because I've hurt myself, especially if I eat or drink anything too fast. And still now, if I do it too fast, it hurts, or I feel like I gotta let it come back up. But baby, I could be hungry as hell, but bitch, let a piece of cake in front of me or some candy or whatever, bitch, I'm gobble gobble, cluck cluck, okay. And my doctor said, but the body just craves sugar that way. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. That's ridiculous, because if the body is craving sugar, and I had the sleeve, I didn't have the bypass, because the sleeve, your stomach is still able to consume some sugar. Okay, not a lot, but some. And when I know that I've had too much, it's because I get a headache. Okay. But with the gastric bypass, because they just bypass, and it goes over the stomach. It goes, I think, from the esophagus straight to the tube. It bypasses the stomach and it goes the tube that leads to your intestines. You can't process sugar at all. So those who have had the bypass end up getting sick immediately if they end up having sugar. Okay. But how are you going to do that and then you tell me the body craves it? Really? So I've always thought that was just asinine, that, okay, you have us go through all of this, and then the body craving something uncontrollably. And then you telling me, oh, well, okay, well, now comes your discipline. You got to, bitch, if you don't, okay. Hold on, Red. I'll see you. I'm going to bring you up in here in a minute. I'm trying to get the rest of these comments out of here. Because you say, well, let's get back to natural remedies. Okay. Listen, listen, I don't know if you was around with Aunt Leah's, honey. Aunt Leah's, not Aunt Leah's, it was Aunt Willa Mae. Aunt Willa Mae, honey, used to sit down there. She was our medicine woman, honey. Okay, and I could get a good cauldron going, honey. Listen, honey. And as a matter of fact, I need to go and do that anyway with my herbs and stuff, and whip me up a brew, honey. so I could sit down there and get into it, and get into some natural weight loss remedies and things of that nature, appetite suppressants or whatever, but keep me hydrated, keep me full without feeling as though I'm starved and all of that kind of stuff. Because for those of y'all who don't realize, all of our medicines, the derivative of the medicines come from the natural herbs or whatever, but then they added all the extra stuff in it to make it work quicker. Because when you on your herbs and stuff, that stuff, it takes time for it to work. Okay. Yep, I had to fight for my VA benefits. Okay. Yes, honey. The conservatives only care about guns. How about that? Okay. I think that this is really a damn shame how these veterans are treated. What the hell? They're over there fighting U.S. Then come back here, and the U.S. is not going to help them the hell out. This is crazy. Of course it's crazy, honey. Wanda, what you say, child? I use a girdle. Okay, listen, Spanx is a girl. Listen, I had one of those body magics once before, and I think I'm gonna get another one because it was lovely. It was restrictive. Okay, but it wasn't constraining. It wasn't like I was in some kind of straitjacket or something. It was lovely, and it contained everything. Oh, child, I loved it. Okay, I loved it. Okay, me too, cuz. Okay, my stomach is flat, but the L is silent. Check. Wait. So, I am not with you. I am not with you. Wait a minute, one more time. Oh, that just tickled the shit out of me. I love that. Oh my God, today. No, she said my stomach is fat, but the L is silent, honey. That's a t-shirt, goddammit. That is a t-shirt. You hear me? I know that feeling, Big Meat. My booty ain't what it used to be, but I'm wearing granny panties now. Oh, ha! Okay, I can still wear my thongs and my jock straps to carrying on. It's just that I want some more weight on it, but I need to really get into the gym so I can put some definition on it, because as we get older and carrying on, I don't want to atrophy, and have no muscle tone at all. So I need to get, and just to get some little definition, I mean, I got a couple of guns, just a couple, But right now, what you gun children, honey? What's the gun? Is this a 45? Ain't a 357 yet. I want some 357s. Okay, and ain't now listen. Don't fuck around and say a 22, because this ain't no 22, bitch. Okay, this ain't no 22. I'll go with 45, honey, but I want it to be a 357. A Magnum, honey. Like ostrich legs holding up a baboon's ass. Exactly, Juana. Exactly. Okay. Do you have some plastic surgeons who would not do it excessive? They live by first do no harm. Yeah, we do have those. The question becomes, there are those who believe in the science, and they believe in the integrity of the patient. At the same time, you got those that's in it for the money. They're like, fuck it. Okay, if this is what you want and you say you're gonna pay for it, I done told you what the risks and things are, and you agreed to it. Once you put your name on the dotted line, that takes me out the equation. Okay. Because you agreed to this and carried on. You know all the risks and everything. So, okay. So that's how they protect themselves. And then those kind of doctors, honey, that only do it for the money, they have a hell of an insurance premium. and policy. So they covered. Come on in here, Red, while we still doing the comments. Okay. Okay. Well, say, don't do it, Meech. Please don't do it, Meech. Okay. Lost volume. Okay. I don't control my sugar either. The only thing I quit long ago is soda. Okay. Cookies, brownies, caramel turtles at Sprouts, everything. Only thing I try and do is not eat as much. I take black seed oil to regulate some of it. You know what I've heard about that black seed oil? I also heard it's nasty as hell too, which would stop me from getting it but you know, part of we were talking about going back to old school remedies and carrying on. I really and truly need to go back to when we were kids. Every night before we went to bed, we had to take a teaspoon, honey, of castor oil. We had to take we either did 3 6s or we did some castoria. That there was to make sure that we didn't wake up with no damn phlegm and stuff in our chest and all that kind of jazz. And if we were sick, honey, we took some Vicks NyQuil, honey, and we rubbed it on our chest. We slept in a t-shirt and we put some right up on our nose. Okay. That's the vapor rub. I just said that. Okay.
Who's that?
You know who it is.
You vapor rub that shit on the floor, huh?
One thing, my titties may hang low, but they can pick up loose chains off the floor. They got talent. Melba Moore, hello, big sis. Hello, big sis. Hello, big sis. Listen,
Okay, stop.
Listen. I'm trying to get to Angelo because I want to bring you on. I'm loving your new album and everything. I got to get to Angelo so we can set it up to where we can bring you on and talk about the new gig, honey. This new album of yours, girl, is R&B jazzy. Oh, Miss Melba, we need to.
Hey, Meech.
Oh, how?
Melba, I have been trying to get in contact with you. I'm going to just give you a couple of words and gems. 1 Mill, Esquire Limousines, Maurice Miller. I would be Lavelle, the one driving the white car. You and I share the office in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
You also performed at a book signing party for Mr. Miller.
Okay. I love that's Mr. Melba Moore, honey. Woo!
Hey, she is an awesome, awesome person. And I had the pleasure of being alongside her during that part. You know what I'm saying? That part of my journey.
Okay, how about that? Okay. 22 a pea shooter. Right, exactly. Okay. Oh Lord. Here come Uncle Red. Okay, what you got for us? Lord have mercy. Okay. Jan is in, okay, right. She is in rare form, honey. Meet your castor oil will make you shit on yourself. I know, but that's what it was for. It was to sit down there and to flush out everything. When you woke up, child, that was part of your daily constitutional. Okay, it was part of the eliminations process, honey. It was to clean out whatever, we did all that because if you wasn't eating enough green leafy vegetables and carrying on, you had to sit down there and flush. Okay, that was something that we did that was religiously, honey.
That was Mr. Plummer.
Oh, exactly. Did you say her titties got talent? I sure did. Hey, Miss Melba. Okay. Uncle Ray.
Hey.
Yes. That just made my night, honey. That just made my night. Miss Melba Moore, honey. Child, thank you for Other Side of the Rainbow, honey. That song there has paid my rent, child. Okay. And yours too.
It's good to see that she's still moving around doing her thing, man. That woman there.
Yeah, she just did a show.
Mm-hmm.
She just had a couple of shows actually. In New York, and I forgot the other place, but yeah, she's touring. And now it's not on this project, but I know she and Stephanie we're supposed to be doing something together. And I want to talk about her, you know. She said, okay, we doing something, but we can't say it just yet. So it's still, it's coming. I was hoping it was going to be on this new album. But y'all know, I those sisters there, I got to get it. Yes, baby. Okay. I love y'all so much. I feel like I have a new group of friends. Oh, well, thank you, baby. Thank you. I love Melba Moore when she did that play Pearly. Okay, that Pearly was her claim to fame, honey. Her playing in Miss Pearly, honey, that there is what got her out there on a national circuit and things. She's a Tony Award winner because she won for that play, honey, and things of that nature. So yes, honey, yes. The smell of more. Okay, let's go into, okay, we talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene, honey, and y'all see how that onion just bloomed, okay, on that one subject alone. All right. Now let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Y'all ready? I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play it. Okay, because y'all know I said the name of today's show was Mike Said, Blame It on the Boogie, right? Well, okay. So does somebody else.
Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that the church is supposed to be this? Who told y'all that it's okay if we just jam? Who told you that you can do this and then sing in the choir, then sing on the praise team? I'm asking when y'all talk to me. Then you do this and pick up a mic and want to prophesy. You can't prophesy when you just got to dancing to the devil's music. Turn it off. Because that's what's in some of y'all cars right now. But I hear the Lord saying, clean it up. It's time to clean the church.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Well,
that's the prophetess.
I tell you what. I'm gonna take this up. I'm gonna take this up Patti LaBelle Avenue and bring it back down Kurt Franklin Boulevard, and I'm gonna stop on Mary Street. Okay.
Okay.
All the three people I just named are famous for secular music. When I say that, two of them are solely gospel artists, and the reason I name the secular music because all three of them I've heard their music in the nightclubs.
Right. Boom.
So, you telling me that after all them 12 thugs that Jesus was hanging with, right, that it's not okay to go in the club and bring them to Christ? I want to know. You telling me it's not okay for Lionel Richie and the Commodores to enjoy and entertain and do the draw of getting all those people into one building, one theater, one place, one Wolf Creek, and end the concert with Jesus is Love?
Jesus is love. Jesus is love.
Okay.
Right.
Somebody stop me when I'm wrong. You feel me?
Come on now.
I want to say this, okay? And I'm singing this to the Lord via my mama. You are my friend. Okay, what? Come on, y'all. I'm waiting. What in the fraganacle is she talking about?
Not the fraganacle. Okay, come on, Michael Baisden. Come on, Baisden.
Why she's trying to doggone just stir up some doggone likes on her doggone page. Stop playing with me, bro.
Listen, here, you know what? Here's where this is. Let's get to it. A lot of what we have now, when it comes down to the way that the church and stuff is messaging folks and sending out messages now, especially in the wake of Creflo saying that the tithing message was wrong. Okay. In the wake of
don't say that no more. Don't say that no more in my presence. Don't do that. Because he
in
didn't send a nickel back. Go.
in the wake of TD Jakes, you know, saying what he said and got the women upset, okay, and carrying on. In the wake of also TD Jakes not being clear because he was asked directly, is homosexuality as a sin? And he said that people need to go to church that's going to align with their belief system. Okay. And carried on. Now, what he did say was, I believe this and this. Okay. But people ought to go to church that align in their belief system. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not the judge.
Let's stop right there.
Uh-huh.
Let's stop right there.
Uh-huh.
Because you're probably going to want to box with me on this. Okay.
Okay.
With what he's saying, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't care if you sprinkle a congregation of 10,000 with rainbow sprinkles all the way across the country. Okay, I don't care about that.
Right.
If it was my house or say if I was the shepherd of this house by being God's house,
Uh-huh.
I would allow anybody who wanted to worship God to be there.
Right.
Not going to allow is people to be in ministry in different ministries
Uh-huh.
that are just overzealous with it.
Got you. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not because of what I say and what I feel,
right?
It's because of what the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to remember, the interpretations in the Bible sometimes can take you on a 360-degree run.
Right.
But the satisfaction of an entire congregation should be live and let love, but controlled by being. So you know what I'm saying? So just, you know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with people right there. They don't want to ever stop and listen. You know what I'm saying? They just want to talk, away from their turn to talk. But like I say, you know what I'm saying? Be slow to speak and swift to listen. That's in the Bible.
Okay. Now, along with that, on the heels of all of that we just said, see, now everybody is on this thing of wanting to define what holiness is. Because, see, we in this whole thing of the church is under attack. We got to get back to holiness and things of that nature. And everybody wants holiness to be so much pseudo-perfect. Okay, so you preaching holiness, you saying nobody is perfect, and yet it is wrong because, see, it's the other way around. See, if we really gonna teach the word said everybody is perfect because we were created in the perfect image of God. It said no one is good but the Father. Okay.
But you don't have one. Bird Lady don't have one. Big Red don't have one. Naomi don't have one. We don't have no heaven or hell to put you in.
Hell.
We don't have that. That is between you and God.
And whoever you call God. Whatever name you gonna call him, her, it, all of the above, the universe, the omniverse, the cosmos, the galaxy, the goddess. Okay.
Go walk alone. You have to answer to that.
Yes.
So I'm not here. For me to treat you different is for me to judge you, and judgment is not mine.
Hello. Now here's the thing that we often forget, and Iyanla Vanzant said this so beautifully on one of these Super Soul Sundays with Oprah. She says music is a tool of ministry. She says, now I'm gonna get a word from, whatever they stand in Sunday service or whatever. She said, but I can also get a word because she called out an Eminem song. She said, listen to the lyrics. And she got the quote in the lyrics. She said, girl, okay. She said, that right there, okay, can send you into the stratosphere. Okay. And so that there we have a song, and everybody knows that there is a song for any and everything up under the sun, good, bad, or indifferent. There's a song for it. Okay. And what happens is if we look at ministry itself, a lot of us build the church on the choir because we know that's what brings the kids in. That's what sucks the folks up in here. I've had someone, it was Larry Reed, and I got to address him because I disagree with him wholeheartedly. Y'all know I always say that I do not believe in gospel competition when it comes down to singing and carrying on. I do not believe in it. Yes, I like watching Sunday's Best because I like singing and
You
carrying on.
don't call the problem is they call it a gospel competition.
Right.
It should be just a talent competition. That's all.
But if we're going to compete and we call it talent, okay. But see, I go back to old religious teachings. If you're telling me and teaching me that when Satan was an angel in heaven, that Satan was the grandest and most opulent, most beautiful, and had the prettiest voice and was over the choir, the heavenly choir. When he became full of himself and carrying on and got demoted and ousted out of heaven, y'all say that Satan knows how to get into the church because he shows up every day. But yet you have gospel competition, which is all about vanity and who can sing the best. And all we're supposed to be doing is singing a joyful noise until there is no competition in God. Okay, there is no competition in God. But yet, everything is all about who sounds this way, who sounds that way. But then, here we go. You want to tell me I sound good or whatever, but now I got to make sure that I'm singing under the anointing, okay, in order for it to reach somebody. But there's not what competition is. Because, see, I'm here to say that I'm the best. Okay, I'm the best one to get the record contract, to get the whatever, to get the accolades, the applause. It's not ministry, because if I'm here for ministry, then my ministry is to minister. It's not about whether or not I'm the best singer.
Most of the time in those situations, and you know this to be true, the person who gets ousted out of the competition is normally the person that touched the most hearts and end up picking up contracts or signing it with somebody else that had nothing to do with the show.
Right, exactly.
Most of the time, those are the ones that get, because if anybody knows, let me tell you something. What's the girl name? Fantasia didn't win.
What?
She wasn't American Idol.
Oh, okay.
She was on American Idol.
Right. Okay.
Did you understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
And it's 2 or 3 more people that was on American Idol. So you have to listen to the wordage. When the people that are gonna get these contracts, and the Aguileras, Christian, all the people that blew up, they didn't win.
Okay.
It'd be people that didn't win that become the biggest stars.
Well, that's Jennifer Hudson, because Jennifer Hudson was on it, and then she came. Okay.
But everybody's scared of her.
Right.
How are you the most feared in vocals?
Okay.
But you couldn't win American Idol.
Right. And all of that, it becomes it just becomes all of that. Okay, it becomes all of that. And so this is why when we talk about gospel versus secular, I remember going through all this when I was in the Pentecostal church. I was 14. I started going to this church because we went one of those times, where we had to rely on the kindness of the church and carrying on for food, and we had just had we had just had the fire. Yep, we had a fire, and that's how we ended up back up in Herman Gardens. My mother was that was the first time that we thought we had lost her. She was dead on arrival at the hospital, and she was revived. And after she got out of the hospital, she told me, she said she had come thinking she was going home, honey. And when she went home, it was a hole in the ground. They had burned down her house. Okay. So we were staying with my aunt, and my aunt and my mother, you know, they sisters. So, and this her older sister. Okay. But my mother's the baby girl. And they wasn't seeing eye to eye. So mama then started doing her thing. We went to go stay with Pearline. And then mama ended up finding a place. So that's how we got back out in Herman Gardens. And I went to the church. And that was what the first time I had heard them saying that, you know, we couldn't listen to Michael Jackson and carrying on. And we talking 1984. So, you know, this is Thriller. This is Beat It. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This here is, you know, we are Lady in My Life and carrying on. This is Patti LaBelle. If Only You Knew, I'm in Love Again. You know, this is Stephanie Mills, honey, Rising Desire. Okay. I learned to respect the power of love. This is that era. Okay. This is that era.
Let me ask you a question. Huh? Patti LaBelle, If Only You Knew.
Uh-huh.
Is it an R&B song or a Christian song?
Watch out now. Watch out now. Watch out now. Watch out now. See, you finna go. Okay? See, you know, because this conversation, I was going to go into this particular conversation. Because, you know, when we talk about this, there's a lot of songs out there. Okay? BB Winans wrote this song for Stephanie Mills. It's called Born for This. Okay? I'm destined for greatness. I was prepared for this. Okay? Your strength for my weakness. I knew that loving you was easy, but in love there comes a test. And when and in that quest, I found the answer was I was born for this. Those are some of the lyrics. Okay. Now what BB ended up doing, there's a second part. BB sings the song, and there's a second whole nother song that he wrote to it. Okay. It was supposed to have been a duet. Him and Stephanie was supposed to be doing it as a duet. But when she went in the studio and laid her part down, he felt he couldn't touch it. So he just gave it to her. But what he just recently ended up doing was adding another song.
That's thing you saying right there that BB do?
Uh-huh.
That do, because it's not the first time you've done that.
No, it's not.
But while you're there, I want to put something on your palette there. I need you to read. I need your voice, the voiceover. I'm going to need you to read some scripture.
Okay.
But I'm going to need you to read it on point. And you're going to be comfortable reading it with this track playing because you've already recorded this song. Huh?
Okay.
No, you've already recorded this song.
Uh-huh.
But I came up with a rewrite on the praise side of it. But the melodic, I need you to melodically read these scriptures.
Okay.
Because now love is not love, is Lord is love.
Ah. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I was sitting there over and over again, clicking. I was like, I found it.
Uh-huh.
I said, need me choice.
Okay. Now, how many of y'all knew that Learn to Respect the Power of Love is really a gospel song? Okay. In its original text, when Angela wrote it, it was called The Power of God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She changed it to be The Power of Love. Stephanie is not the first one to record it. It was recorded by Alton McClain and Destiny first. Okay. Stephanie did it. Stephanie's version is the most popular version. Right. And then Angela Winbush recorded it. Okay. And then on Stephanie Mills' gospel album, she does the original text. Okay. I Learned to Respect the Power of God. Okay. So, bada boom. So, in all of that, okay, this whole thing about not about listening to secular music and carrying on, you know, a lot of folks are. I think what is happening is the church that got caught up in trying to tell folks what is and what is not holy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and here, according to and what definition is this? This is the Oxford Language Dictionary. Okay, holy, dedicated or consecrated to God or a religious purpose, sacred. Okay, it's an adjective. Okay, now that there is that. Now that's the only hope. That's uh the two. That's the only definition it got. Okay,
It's an
dedicated or consecrated to God or a religious purpose,
so it's
sacred.
considered a adjective.
It's
It's considered an adjective, right?
an adjective, right?
Okay. So holy moly donuts, holy roller.
Okay. Now here's from Merriam-Webster. Let's see what
Holy
Merriam
cow.
say. Okay. Now Merriam-Webster defines holy as exalted or worthy of complete devotion, as one perfect in goodness and righteousness. That's the first definition. The second one is divine. The third definition is devoted entirely to the deity or the work of the deity. Having a divine quality. Venerated as or as if sacred. Okay. Used as an intensive, like this is a holy mess, or he was a holy terror. Okay. Okay. So yes, so that's what Merriam-Webster has to say. Okay, about holy, and here we are. We have folks. You know, this whole thing with Juanita is basically about trying to explain to folks what being holy is all about, and how is it that a human experience is going to be that holy, and in that particular regard, we got too much work to do to be that particular kind of holy. If you're telling me I got to live holy, but flesh got to die daily, I got to make sure I'm in my word daily, but don't be so heavily bound that you're no earthly good. See, you got mixed messages there.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I heard that coming. Let me ask you this. No, it just starts storming. Let me ask you this. All right. So you telling me two things I want to know.
Uh-huh.
You have a church, right?
Right.
I'm talking to Juanita too. Okay. You have a church. T.I. coming because T.I. wants to perform his new Christian rap song.
Uh-huh.
You got a problem with that? You ain't got no problem with that. Because you know that you may have 1,000 people that Sunday without him, but you're gonna have 4,000 people with him.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no problem with it then. You got my Music Soul Child coming. And he's gonna sing the song Love, but he's gonna exchange love for the word Lord.
Actually, you know, when he wrote that, he said that was his gospel song to God.
That was his gospel song. I know this. I know this.
Yeah.
I know this. I know this because I've really been wanting to come behind him and just swoop in like Super Jesus and just. Hey, I'm a servant. Okay. Captain Servitude. Fly in, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And just do the song the way he's supposed to have done in the first place. But I believe he let the label do that.
Yeah.
So, oh Lord, boys. Oh, it's gonna roll right off your car. We just put a ceramic wax on there on the car. It's not gonna bead up and roll right off.
Okay. I'm gonna play this song because this is going to fit today's narrative, honey. I may have to take it out
I can just wipe it down.
later. I'm gonna have to take this out later because they're gonna ding it or they're gonna sit up there and say I can't have it and all that. But this here is very important to today. Okay. Aha! Wait a minute. Wanda just put something down there. And I'm gonna get it in a second. Wait a minute, Wanda, because you cutting, honey. But I'm ready to play this song, honey, because this here, I just want y'all to listen to this. It's one by one of my sisters, honey. Okay, this is by one of my sisters. Okay. And when she did this song, this is off of the Chapter 3 album. Okay. Chapter 3 was The Flesh. Okay. But she also said that that particular album was her gospel album to God. But this particular album, this song right here is what sticks out when we're talking about that merge between secular and gospel and carrying on. And while Juanita is totally, I feel, off brand. Check this. All right, and we are back, honey. We are back, honey. We are back. We are back. Okay. Wait a minute, I'm going to bring Red down until he come on back on the cabinet. Listen to me very carefully, children. That song there, when I interviewed Selena, I told her, I said, girl, that song there sends me in. And she was explaining to me that even though Chapter 3 was about, you know, breakups and it was about the flesh and carried on, she said this was also my album to God because of what it is that we had to deal with and carrying on, you know, my ups and downs and just dealing with me as a person in the flesh. That particular song right there, she said, was her testimony to God. Okay. She said, because my enwrapping and being all up in God's spirit or whatever, she said, I had no words for it. Okay. And yes, when you first hear the song, it sounds like, you know, this is another one of them songs that goes on that track of what I call gospel love songs, because, you know, it runs that gamut of, okay, I don't know if this is secular or not, but, you know, it puts you in the mood, it puts you there, it could be with your boo and this, that, and the other. But out of her mouth, she said, this song here was her testament to God. And this was a praise song to God because he made me feel so good and I have no words. She said, I can't understand it, but I'm not going to take it for granted, honey. Okay. So this is one of those songs. So when we talk about the prophetess, okay, when she sits down there and says to the children that, you know, that this is the devil's music, okay, how dare you sit down there and cast judgment on it? Because, see, just like everybody who has a gift, dear, we cannot sit down there and say that the message in the music, honey, is not going to sustain someone. Now, if you are someone who is trying to live a life of holiness and carrying on, then yes, you're going to watch certain songs that you do. Because I'm not going to sit down here and get all, you know, I'm not a hip hop head, so I'm not going to get into the records that's all misogynistic and carrying on. I'm not going to get into the records that's all about crime and things of that nature. Although there are a couple that I like. Red, don't do it. Do not do it. Because, you know, he likes to sit down there and fuck with me here. But don't do it. Okay? Because I always have to ask, is that my song? Is that my song? Okay. But at the same time, we do have a dual existence here. See, you know, the spirit and the flesh and carrying on. A lot of these children with these strong messages of conversion and want you to live holy and carrying on, they forget that you're still human as well. And yes, there are times where shit that you used to do, you're not going to do anymore, honey, because either you've outgrown it, it doesn't feel right to you anymore, and it serves no purpose. It serves no purpose. So one of the things about your walk, and I stress this to folks all the time, Jesus never said stop doing anything. He said, just follow me. Jesus just said, follow me. Okay. That's all he said. Okay. That's all he said.
Okay. Let me get in on this, player. Okay. First and foremost, they so worried about temptation.
Yes, God.
But see, the Bible don't speak against temptation.
Right.
It's your reaction to temptation.
Right.
Faith towards temptation. So if you're strengthening your faith to the levels, you can't be tempted.
Okay.
But there's no such thing as not being able to see or hear what is going on around you in the world. You know what I'm saying? You telling me that my faith in Christ changed because I'm sitting at a light and somebody next to me is playing secular music and the beat sounds nice to me, so I don't know nothing about I could not know nothing about the song but be bobbing my head because the music sounds good or inspirational. So you're like, oh, okay, that's a nice beat. Don't know nothing what it is. It could be one of them little young cats, NBA, little Baba Baby, Boo Boo, whatever. It could be any of them right there.
And right? There you have it.
Still a little young in front of their name. It could be all that. You won't know nothing about it. But all you heard was the beat because you can't hear the words because the sound system sometimes is so terrible in these cars. So that makes me unholy or backsliding or what?
Okay.
And just another problem, Meech, and you know this, Detroit dude.
Hello.
Everybody from Hitsville, USA, all the way up to doggone Bad Boy, started in the church.
Came directly from it. Straight from it. Straight from
it. Mary J. You know what I'm saying? I could name probably 100 of them. They may sing R&B, but you can hear the anointing in their voices.
Right.
You telling me Mary J wouldn't tear a gospel song down?
Yeah. Listen. Okay.
And when I had her, which I crown her as a queen of R&B.
Okay.
I saw her at a church live in concert. So explain that.
Well, and honey, Juanita, I'm going to say, you know what? That was good. It's good for business and carrying on. And, while we're on this quest of wanting to talk about holiness and carrying on and this, that, and the third. But again, I'm going back to when I told y'all a few days ago. Belief is very subjective. Nobody can tell you what to believe. Nobody can dictate your faith system. All we can do, and what we're supposed to do as believers, is to encourage you along your walk. Okay? And encourage you to want what you want for yourself. God wants for you what you say that you want for yourself. Okay? And if that's what it is, then that's as a believer, as a fellow believer, I'm not here to judge you and carry it on because I don't know what your walk is. I don't know why you're on that particular journey. My job as a fellow believer is to encourage you along your journey. Now, if I brought you into my inner circle and we interacted with one another and I know that you're off kilter, off this, off that, then it's up to me to come to you and put your coat in, but you fucking up.
Right.
This ain't you. Okay.
Exactly.
This ain't you. Okay. Now, let's get you on track. Now, for whatever reason you dipped. Okay, you done dipped, but now we got to dap you back up. Okay. Now, otherwise than that,
I'm gonna give you my message, and this is to everybody around me in my life, everybody that I come in contact with when it comes to spirituality, religion, Christianity, whatever you want to call it in your life. I will invite you to drink from my cup. But if you are not thirsty enough to share my world with me, you can go pour your own. I'm going to respect that.
boom, boom. Hey, listen, don't we do it all the time, honey? Listen, this is orange juice. Actually, it's Sunny Delight. Okay. This is Sunny D in this cup. Okay. If you come up to me saying that we do it all the time, don't we? When the children on the street corner sit up there and say, "Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Could you help me out and give me something to eat? Could I get a couple dollars to get something to eat?" And you give them food instead.
Yep.
And they sit down there and turn it off. I don't want that. I thought you said you was hungry. I'll tell you what. Go ahead on with yourself, honey. Okay. You ain't hungry for what I got. Okay. 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 Listen. Get you a straw, honey. You thirsty? Oh, can I try that? Well, this is orange juice. You should. Let me try it. Get you a straw. Okay, or whatever. And okay, I'll let you drink from my cup because I ain't got cooties or nothing like that. So, okay, yeah. Have a sip. Okay. But now, if you like it, I'm going to make sure I encourage you to go get your own because it was in the cup of mine. I ain't got no overflow yet. Okay. I ain't got no overflow. Okay. And yes! Say it! That's my girl right there, honey. It's her face. Y'all got to look at her face and wishing. She tickles me, honey. She get like she done said something. She get that wiggle. Yes, God. Yes, God. I never both shot.
Hey, it take cupcake to do it.
Woo!
It take cupcake to imitate her.
Really?
That lady.
Oh, this one.
Yes. Ha, ha. Okay, that head get to going. Yes, God. Yes, God. Ha. Yes. I live for it. Whew. Okay, wait, let's go to the college. Let me burn this up. Let me see. Let the people talk a bit. Let's see. Melba, thank you for I'm in love with because she was falling in my childhood and where I can go to get that. Where can I go to get that castor oil? Get that castor oil, honey, go to any health food store. Anybody's health food store, they got a grand old department, honey. Pharmacy or whatever, just tell me you want the castor oil or the yeah, it's castor oil, and then there's the casteria, okay, that got a little taste to it or whatever. And the casteria is in a black bottle. Yes, God. Okay. She needs to stop wearing secular clothes. Ooh. Man, David Dance reads some Psalms. Okay, okay. Angela Winbush, Ron Isley, lay your troubles down. Now, ha! Give me that cuss.
All right.
Listen, lay your troubles down, honey. Yes, God. That is a gospel song. That is a gospel song. That is all scripture. That entire song is scripture. Okay, give me your burden, give me your heartache, give me your pain. That entire song of scripture is sang as a duet between, because they were husband and wife at the time. It is sang as a duet, and they sang that to each other. Get out of here. You know what? That's got to go on my song. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna go put that on my gospel or Christian love song playlist. Okay. I'm so surprised you played that. I had just the conversation with a friend of mine about driving in his car, listening to gospel music, and talking about having trade on his way to church. Listen, let me tell you something about that, because I had to introduce my nephew to that, okay? My gay nephew. Because one of the things that I truly believe as a holy homosexual, honey, godly, gay, sanctified sissy, is this.
Did you hear this fool?
Okay.
Huh. Naomi, get your brother, man.
Okay. She rocked her hand. She rocked her. She rocked her hand. I wasn't gonna play it no more, but she rocked her hand. Anyway.
Sexual sanctified.
Okay. One of the things that, honey, I truly believe is that when it's time for me to acknowledge God in all of God's splendor, I was walking down the street one time with my nephew. This was right when we were first learning each other, right? And there was one old beautiful man walking down the street, honey, and I said, "Oh, Lord, have mercy, God, thank you." And he looked at me. He said, "What are you talking about? That's sacrilege." I said, "Why is that sacrilege?" I said, "Man didn't create that." I said, "His parents were probably the ones that got him here." I said, "But that's all God right there. And if I'm going to give God praise, honey, I might as well praise God for what wonderful work He has given us." Wow. Okay. I said, "So that deserves a hand praise, honey. Praise God." Okay. And he thought that I was just the stupidest person on the world. I said, don't you deny that from me, honey, because that there was something that I acknowledged, because I acknowledge God in all His, the her, in its forms, child. And that right there was God all day. Okay. So in that, about having the trade or whatever, he might have had one of his most come to Jesus moments in that particular experience. And that may have been something that he needed to talk about. But, oh, thank you, God. Because let me tell you something, honey. They tell you all the time, honey, God will give you what you need for the righteousness, honey. You sit up there and do what you're supposed to do. God will give you the desires of your heart. And ask me how I know, dear God. Hallelujah. When I tell you, honey, and how I knew it was God is because when I had my little experience, I ain't never seen that man no more in my life. It was like the angel came down, touched me, honey, and then just walked away, touched me in the morning. Then just walk away, honey. Just walked out of my life, honey. Just walked out when he closed the door, Jesus. That was it. Okay, that was
into
it.
my life, and I was so
happy. Come on, Melba. You stepped into my life. Yes. And I'm also happy. Okay. Yes, God. How? Stepped into my life, baby. Okay. Yes, God. You stepped. Yes, God. So that there was that. So, honey, he may have had that particular experience. A lot of times, because we are single, because we are, of the alphabet community and carrying on, even for those who are hetero-attractional and are single and have been deemed sluts and whores and carrying on. The church children get upset because we acknowledge God in everything that we do. So I had a one night stand. That's between me and God, honey. But if I tell you that I believe God sent that to me because that was everything that I asked for, and there was no half stepping. And when I tell you that He was kind and gentle and was attentive to me and carrying on and gave me everything that I needed in that moment to where I knew God sent that to me. Oh no, God gets all the praise. And that there folks folks do not like to hear that because they want to say that that's unholy, that's unchristian. I got in that same experience that I'm talking about. Child, I was in a play and I went to rehearsal the next day, right? Glowing, okay, in all of my afterglow and things. And I said just what I said. I said, oh, God sent me the most wonderful piece of trade, child. And child, that offended the girl playing my wife. That had offended her. How dare you talk about God that way? I said, bitch, wait a minute. And yes, I did say, bitch, wait a minute. What you not gonna do is tell me about my God and what I know my God sent me. Okay? Now we can sit down here and go back and forth all day, but what we're not gonna do is argue about what God is. Now you may not agree, or you may or whatever, but we're not gonna argue about what God is and what God is not. So the next time you get a love of your piece of dick, bitch, don't come to me talking about some God sent you a piece of dick, bitch, because then I'm gonna have to question you. Because when I tell you he sent me mine, bitch, he sent mine. Okay, and
So you gave her.
Give it to me one more time.
So you gave her a meat check. Okay.
Okay. I want to see the Deborah. Do you remember that? If she's on here, she came in the other day. Okay. She probably won't remember that because that was such a long time ago. But that's something that burned in my mind because, you know, one of the things about talking about God, especially in this particular context, that, you know, throwing all this back on Juanita, it is one thing when the church feels as though when they're admonishing you, it's okay for them to hurt your feelings or feel as though that if you tell them, okay, you disrespected me or whatever, they will tell you, oh, that's just me trying to cuss out the devil and we gonna stomp it out so you can live a holy life and get you right with God. But if it's on the other side of the coin and I'm trying to tell you, no, this is what God did in my life, and you come to me talking about, oh, well, your presence has offended me and my beliefs. You know, honey, I can't help to do is offended by that because these are mine. And when I'm trying to tell you about what God is, you can't, no, you're not going to regulate how I praise and how and what I give God praise for. You just ain't going to do it. You know, you just ain't going to do it.
Salvation is yours and yours alone.
How about that? Let's go back. Groove said, fuck that shit. I'm sick of that argument. That's why I left the fucking church. All right. She said, okay. I guess women can't wear pants anymore. Well, they wasn't supposed to, according to the church children. Okay, Matthew 6:36 says, seek God first. Okay. Okay, there's nothing wrong with good music. That's why I do not like a lot of gospel. It sounds like lecturing. When we listen to old school, it's more loving than gospel. Okay. Okay, how you run sinners out the church and you a sinner too? Ooh. Okay. Okay. We honed it to Bible study, honey. Matthew 7:1. Okay. Okay. This new holiness will have you blind and deaf, almost like the Republican Party. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute, honey. I'm gonna do this with that one.
All right.
Right. Wanda, you just said that. Now you just said that. That's a mouthful right there. That there is a mouthful. Hey, Meech and Red, what's going on, Ro?
What up, Ro?
Let's see. If it's loving, wholesome, and I've listened to a lot of cuss music too. If it's wholesome, ain't nothing wrong with music. But if it puts bad thoughts in your mind, then that's your and it cuts off. But you're right, because see, anytime music changes your personality and it sends you into a whole disarray, then you know that's not the music for you. That's the come I can't listen to a lot of heavy metal. There's some that I like. There's a couple songs that I like, but child, a lot of that shit, honey, gets into my spirit the wrong way. No, we don't do all that. Okay, Juanita sing for her glory. I said it. Okay, mind. Okay, in their minds. There's nothing wrong with good music. Now, I have a problem with all this angry music, auto-tune, sexualized music that fucks 2-3 women and act like dogs, but that's them. Okay, all right. Okay, Patty takes you to church singing the alphabet in Sesame Street. Don't you make me pull that out. Don't you make me pull that out. Don't you make me pull that out. Okay. Nothing wrong with people telling any kind of story through good music, but now mainstream music to me has gotten out of control, and it has nothing to do with stupid lecturing church. Okay, how about that? Okay, dang. Now I'm about to listen to some Patty. Okay, you better. Come on, Aretha. God will take care of you with Psalms 23. Aha! Come on now. I knew because it was on Unsung. Angela Winbush wrote that song as Stephanie Mills sang it. Yes. And like I said, Alton McClain and Destiny sang it first. And I found that out through a friend of mine. Oh, honey, he gone on to glory too. Ken, child, yeah. Okay. Yes, Angela, honey. Red, break down, lay your trouble down. Okay, break it all down. Okay. Let's see. If more people who believed in God wrote love songs like they used to, then could they could clean up and make R&B real music again instead of this beauty music we got going on since 1994. Okay. I would use it in the sentence. Juanita thinks she is holy because she's a prophet. Okay, during one of our youth ministry services, we had a Minister Beats. I'll never forget. My New Jersey came in there and played T.I. song "No One on the Corner." His swagger like us, but he used it with the text of Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar. I had never had this big party, and everyone was supposed to be down. And when they hear the music, the way he preached it, it was like they were going to be out here in this world, but you don't have to be of the world. Okay. And a lot of times that's what we do, honey. Listen, how about this? What if Michael Jackson's song Bad? Huh? What if because I was going to do a sermon on that song. What if Michael Jackson's song Bad was a gospel song and God talking to us? Your butt is mad because you ain't right. Don't show your face in broad daylight. Okay, right.
I'm telling you,
right.
The resurrection is real.
See,
and when I come, I'm gonna snatch and kill.
Show them
Come
on.
All right.
Right. On What the World, Juanita, we all have a past. Okay, yeah. Juanita Bottom needs to have several. Okay, not several seats. Okay. She's saying, okay, y'all like that with Selena, huh? Okay. Can't even tell the difference between secular and gospel on this track because that was the whole point. That there, as a secular artist, she used what she knows and took that to church.
Well, you know what I don't understand? I mean, even though R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, he charged with pissing and trapping and stuff, whatever he was doing. But he you know what I'm saying, my thing is he had some really nice gospel songs, A Trade in My Life and Prayer Changes. And nobody understands. That's why I said I feel like they railroaded that man because he has been screaming for help and nobody ever helped him.
No, they helped him. They just helped him perpetuate the crimes.
That's what I'm talking about. They passed pockets.
Yeah.
You know, they know it was wrong, but in order to keep that money flowing, they had
money flowing. Yep. And that's why I really say everybody involved in that needs to serve some time with him. He shouldn't take that hit by himself because he didn't do that by himself.
Right. Parents and all. They should all
all of them need to go down. Was just before or her husband beat her or after? What, that song, Chapter 3? Chapter 3 was this was right after because she had already divorced at that time. Okay, she divorced her first husband and things of that nature. Because Chapter 1 talked about that, you know, and how he was cheating on her and carrying on. Chapter 1 talks about all of that. Chapter 2 was her.
Whoa, what's talking about? Selena?
Yeah. Yeah, she got that body though. Okay. You sure that's a gospel track? That's what she said. That I'm telling you what she said. I will send you the link to that interview because I asked her specifically about that song, and she was like, "No, that is my gospel song to God. That is my gospel song." Because, and I said, "Okay, honey." But remember, it's on the chapter 3 album. The chapter 3 album was called The Flesh. That's the song that has no, wait a minute, that's not true. That wasn't on The Flesh. That was on chapter 2. That one was on chapter 2. Chapter 2 was what was chapter 2? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Selena Johnson, chapter 2. Hold on, I got to remember the name. I used to carry that in my purse all the time, honey. The Voice. That's what that is. Chapter 1 was Love, Pain, and Forgiveness. Chapter 2 was The Voice, because that was her reclaiming herself, going back into the studio and stuff. And that was The Voice. Okay, and this here, that's why this whole album was her dedication to God, because she was rededicating herself back to her voice, her gift, and everything. Chapter 3 was The Flesh. The Flesh got a song on there called Phone Sex and Slowly, honey. Those were the songs off of that album, honey, that sits down there and sends me into a quizzy. Okay, and I've done both of those, honey, in the shows. Samantha Stevens. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now woo and C major. Come on now, you know your majors and minors, girl. You know your music. Okay, she's the damn devil with her condemning spirit. Okay, yes, you're not to temptation. Okay, right? Aretha Franklin, exactly. Was okay. Our stupid pastor back in the day used to say slow jams were a temptation for sex and it's evil. That is bullshit. Look at what's going on now. There's no slow jams. People still fuck, and ain't got nothing to do with slow jams. Slow jam is just a slow jam. Now you said that, Groove. Okay, I love funk and slow jams because it's beautiful, lovely music. People are just tripping. Okay, I feel like Beyonce done shook them pastors, and they tempted. Would you know what? Okay, now let's go there. Let's go there. And we talked about that the other day. The whole thing with Beyonce using the Twinkie Clark song and carrying on, and y'all, I played that for y'all, honey. Twinkie, and they misquoted Twinkie. They said they're saying Twinkie approved it. Twinkie said my song, Beyonce used my song in her new song, and she said, "Thank you, Beyonce, for listening to my song. I hope it inspires you." Okay, everybody misquoting her. She said nothing about thank you for using the song. She said, "Thank you for listening to my music. I hope it inspires you." Here. And then what did she do? She sang the song in its original form on that piano. Okay. That's what she did. So now everybody jumping through hoops, they upset and carrying on, because what y'all don't want to do is exactly what the hell Miss Thing is talking about, because I really believe that this particular song here or this particular sermon is a direct relation. I think she was probably talking about that Beyonce song if I could get the whole sermon. As somebody this was a TikTok clip, so if we just got that little piece out of it. But I would almost bet down to donuts, child, that particular sermon was about that damn song. Okay? And how everybody she said the church girl, as a church girl, honey, who's trying to learn how to live in a dual world of how I am a vessel of God, but honey, I want to go to the club and have a good time at the same time. Can I do that? Okay? Or how do I do it? Okay? Because she said, and then she said she want to do it. She's going to drop it like a thotty. It could all be mental. It could be that, okay, I want to do all that, but I'm a church girl, honey. I can't do all that, but I want to. Okay? What? And we know several church girls, honey, that sit down there, honey. Hell, she talking about something. Y'all can't be sitting up there listening to that kind of music and coming up in here to sing on the praise team and carrying on. Bitch, we do it every day.
That's 12:30 service.
Hello. Okay. Damn it. Okay. I know y'all wish there was some new slow jams on the radio. Now that now that is not body music. Look at all this mess in the music going on. There is some beautiful music going on the down low. Okay, exactly. Red, drop the mic. Okay. Proverbs 3:5-7. Trust in the Lord and give him all the praise. Okay, now. Let's see. In the glow of love. Give me that. Come on now, Lufa. Okay. So I can't jam till I want to thank you. You better say that, Road.
That's
You better say that, Road. So I can't jam till I want to thank you, huh? That's all gospel. That's a complete gospel song. But that's what we all jam to, honey. It's a hustle song, honey. It's a dip song, honey. We all get up there. And there's a remix out on it, honey. Okay. There's a remix out on it, and she has another song. She has a new song out that's similar to this one. What's the name of it? What's the name of it? It's I just want to praise you, Lord. I think that's what the name. Yeah, Google it, honey. Go on YouTube, you'll find it. Yes. Very, very, very. It's a house beat on it too. It's come on, Leisha. Leisha came out of retirement and dropped us a jewel. Okay. I put up to the church playing Kendrick Lamar. B Don't Kill My Vibe because I ain't like one of those church members. I was one of them church girls. Come on now, Wanda. She said I was one of the church girls. Okay, that Beyonce talk about. See? Exactly. Exactly, honey. So, darling,
And Meech, we got a guest.
Look who's there. Hey! Hey, Auntie Precious. Hey, Auntie Precious. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's the Precious one right there. The cheer. Okay. So that there be that. Okay, so let's move on to our last subject, and I'm gonna let y'all go because my sister going through something, child. My sister, I got a text today, and she about ready to put her son out the damn house. And this here goes about not Ting Ting. Hey, Ting Ting. This here is about adolescence into adulthood. Y'all know that rites of passage that we as parents and those who care for children, we have to indoctrinate. Because there's that time where your children or those who are in adolescent form will test you to see what they can and cannot get away with, okay? Particularly with boys, okay? Girls do it too because they have to adjust to their periods and carrying on. And once they start having their monthlies, you've got to now learn your child and what happens during her time in a month to see how her period flows, how she reacts, and all of that. You have to learn that, right? And then, of course, like with my mother, she had 2 girls. And I think their periods was all around the same time. In like 1 week, next week. Okay. I think it flowed like that.
Yep.
So in having to understand that and carrying on.
It's a relay race.
Okay. My nephew, he and his twin sister, they will be 18 in December. Okay. But he's at that stage now to where, he want to be grown and he doesn't necessarily want to listen to his mama. Okay. And y'all know before, you know, this time last year, I was on my way home to whoop his ass because he tried that shit with me. And I had Red to tell you, I called Red and said, "You want to take a road trip?" I said, "Bitch, I got to get to Detroit because I'm going to go fuck this motherfucker up." But I knew having a road trip, bitch, it's a 12-hour drive from Atlanta to Detroit, but I'd have done it in 9 because I was hot. Okay, I was fucking hot. But I knew if I had drove like that child, that if something had gone morbidly wrong, they'd have swore it was premeditated, bitch, because I drove. Okay. And so, you know, my sister, you know, she's at that point. She's like, okay, look here, I'm putting his ass out, and I don't give a fuck. You know, she at that point. So I had a conversation with his father, okay, just before coming on the air. And I'm like, listen, I done told you, his daddy, okay, I should not have to be doing this. But if y'all don't take care of this and I got to get on the damn plane, it ain't going to be cute. Okay? It is not going to be cute because I'm coming up in that house and I'm coming to clean house. Okay? So, parents, the question becomes, when do you know when it's time to take your parenting level to that next, you know, your parenting skills and stuff to that next level? Because that rites of passage, I had to tell my sister, I said, listen, when his father put him in check, don't get in it. Because if he bumps head with his daddy, let them have that. Because that's a man thing. Okay, that's a man thing. I said, this is the part that women don't understand. When we keep telling y'all, women, you could raise a gentleman, you could raise a scholar, he could be smart, he could be the best person, he could be a wonderful human being, the best adult, all that know how to treat a woman, this, that, and the other, but you can't raise no motherfucking man because there's some shit that men got to deal with when you tell it with males. One of them is this power struggle shit. Okay? Because he's got to understand the law of the land. Okay? And how this works. Just because you got a dick between your legs, honey, you done learned that motherfucker can shoot, does not mean that you go around here big pimping. And you got to understand that now you got even greater responsibility. And a lot of kids don't understand that. So it takes a lot of that to have that particular conversation. And like I always say, there comes that time when boys step up, a man got to put their foot in his goddamn chest.
Heard, doesn't it?
Okay. So, when do you know when it's time to take that up, that parenting, your parenting skills to that next level? Because not only that, but also it's the transition from child to adulthood. See, because now you got to learn how to trust them in other ways, learn how to pull back, give them a little bit of independence, because, you know, some of them may be working. They got school, they got this, have actual worries. You know, am I going to pass on time? Am I making this? Am I making all the right grades so I get into this college? What am I going to do after school? I want to get my own place. What does that look like? You know, and carrying on. When we start to get there, now for me, because I didn't have any biological children, my transition was when my siblings had to tell me, you ain't my daddy, you my brother. Okay. And I got that one time too many from my sisters. And they were about 16, 17 or whatever. And that's when I had to learn, okay, I got to pull back a little bit and let them breathe. At the same time, though, they know that they can't disrespect me. And to this day, they are 45 years old. And to this day, they know there's a certain tone that I would not tolerate from them talking to me. There's a certain tone that they get to, and they think they want to jump bad. There is a certain tone that would get their asses knocked right the fuck out. You don't talk to me like that. I wish you would, bitch, I wish you would. Okay. There's a third. Okay.
Talk to me like that.
So, what's T? Okay, y'all in the comments, where y'all at? Now, don't go nowhere, because I need y'all here. Because, see, right now, they keep saying there's no book on parenting, but maybe we need to write one, particularly from an African-American standpoint. Because, see, here is
how old is he now?
Who, my nephew?
Yeah.
They'll be 18 in December.
He got to go.
Okay.
Bye, nigga, bye.
Well, that's my sister. That's what she's saying. That's exactly what she said. She's like, no, we ain't having all that. She'll say that all day. We ain't having all that.
Yep, I'll let you play. You'll be all right. You know everything. You got it.
Right. Okay. 96.6. You know, I bought this thing, honey, the little temperature thing, because, you know, we were COVID down, right? I was trying to make sure this, that, and the other. But I said, no, I really need it for when, you know, we absolutely are sick around up in here. So we can sit down here and be like, okay, wait a minute, honey. That Tylenol ain't working, honey. We got to get you out of here. You know? That's the matter with a lot of these boys now. No father to put their foot in their ass. One thing I've learned is to allow my girls to respectfully have a conversation, and I also taught consequences. That's it. Now, you know what? I wish I could find this, and we don't have this anymore.
Okay, that's one of the major situations that these new built kids are allergic to consequences.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to doggone shut up, listen, and learn. They always right.
Exactly.
And they definitely, even when you hit them with a ton of bricks and they see they wrong, they still won't even apologize.
No.
And they sneak. And you know what? This is the biggest bloodline of snakes in the human race I have ever seen. They smile in your face the whole time. It's a whole other thing going on. I mean, that is just it's disturbing, bro. It is disturbing.
A lot of that, let's look at the parenting source. A lot of that comes because we are dealing with parents who we say this all the time. You're so busy trying to be a friend to your kids and want to treat them like it's a damn Cabbage Patch Kid or whatever. Like, okay, y'all acting like this is my buddy, my sister. You know, when the dolls came out, that was us sitting up there with my buddy and my big sister, whatever the case. But no, this was a baby doll. Okay, my damn buddy and shit. And so now you done had a child, and think that you're supposed to sit down here and act as if this is your companion. Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to act grown? I'm going to treat you like you're grown, and you're not going to like what comes next. Ah. Now that right there is gospel. Okay, that's gospel. Okay, since you want to sit down here and act as if you are that way and carrying on, honey. Okay, we can sit down here and do this, but just understand, there comes a consequence with this. There is a consequence. Now I'm going to be transparent here because I had to tell this to his father. I said, what you and my sister failed to do, huh?
You finna be what?
I said transparent.
Is that like a man?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Huh?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I'm just asking the question.
Don't do it. I said don't do it.
Did you or did you be transparent? Right? So if you are transparent, which one? Are you the mama or the daddy?
Shut up. I'm not with Okay. Okay.
Now, how's that for trade?
Right. Ha.
Ah,
Okay.
cat dog.
I told them they did not reinforce consequences with them. Okay. My sister and we did not detect this until much later in the game. And by the time we detected it, it was too late. I did not realize that my sister had postpartum depression after having the second set of twins.
Mm.
And we didn't learn that until they were like 9 or 10 years old.
Well,
okay.
When you're a woman, you got so many people walking about you. I'm pretty sure something got to be going on.
Okay.
Well, when I see them women that be having twins and triplets back to back,
yeah,
you know, they don't be. You never hear them having some master plan in place to check on the mother.
Right. Right. And we thought we were because, everybody was in the same house. And my mother was, looking on Mo and carrying on. But she had got into a spot where basically she was feeling like she had the kids for him. So those were his kids, kind of thing. And we had to, it took a little piece of a minute to carry on because she was really going through something. And when we discovered it, then I had to go home and, I was talking with her and carrying on so that we could get some shit back on track. But during that time, the consequences were not reinforced. See? And because there were no consequences reinforced, all my nephew and his twin sister know is that all they're going to do is yell and cuss. Okay. And they'll get over it. And okay, their dad told me, he said, I done told him, you don't know your mama like you think you do. Okay. And I'm like, listen, I'm trying to told y'all, honey, I know that girl for her works. If you don't get this boy, honey, she gonna hurt that boy for real. Okay. And so that there is that. But here at the same time, when it comes to when it comes to parenting and carrying on, that was one thing that my mother did with us. She wrote a letter, and it was from mother to child and carrying on. And she used to put it on the refrigerator. And I hate that we don't have this anymore because my mother was trying to put like a manual together about parenting. And it was basically a workshop presentation. I wonder if it's in any of her papers. I don't think my sisters and them threw all of her papers away, but I wonder if she got any of that stuff together. Because in that, like you were saying, Juana, that was the whole thing. My mother let us talk to her about any and everything, but it was a way we had to do it. We couldn't come off a riff and just start in, and we couldn't do no cussing unless we asked. Because there was sometimes I said, "Mama, can I cuss?" Because it was just I just had to say it the way I felt it. And if she let me do it, then I could, whatever that was at that moment, I could say it and then be done with it. And so we all have come to do that. I do that with my nieces and nephews. I'm like, no, just tell me, talk to me, just say it how you need to say it, and all of that. So yeah, that whole thing of doing that is what we are all about. Okay. What's that? You want to act like you've grown? Okay, yeah, I just read that. Okay. We also encourage critical thinking before you open your mouth sideways and walk out of scenarios. Bottom line, don't try me because I reserve the right to let my alter egos handle it. Not to and that's plural. Bitch, wait a minute. Not
Egos.
She said egos. That's plural. I'm scared.
Hey, with the civil.
Right. She said, you sleep drunk funny right now. Parents have to work together at all times. This is true. This is true. Consistency is key. You have to nurture them and speak life into them, even when you're mad. That is so true.
Well, you know what? I got an attitude problem. I'm gonna speak life into you when I knock you out. I'm like, get up.
Okay, right. She said, I got about four alter egos. Okay.
Breathe.
Okay.
I'm like, get up, boy. I gotta do it again.
Right. Okay.
That was just one.
Right. Right. Okay. So yes, honey, but a lot of that, you know, with that rites of passage thing, you know, a lot of parents, you know, we all had to go through it, and this is what I want everybody to understand. Go back to your why is it that we forget about that? And this is with everything that's going on in the world. You talking about transgender carrying on, and now you talking about the doctors and this, that, and the other. Y'all want to talk about this don't need to exist no more, Roe v. Wade, all this other shit. Go back to your teenage years and when your formative years, when you were becoming an adult. Go back to that time when life was scary as fuck for you, and what you had to deal with was your parents because there was nothing there. You couldn't talk. What about the generation that did not have the sex talk? Okay, and you sit up there and got pregnant, didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay, what about all of those particular situations? You had your first cigarette and was scared to tell somebody. You had your first beer. You had your first cocktail. You had your first joint. You know, all of those things, and you was a church girl. See how the church girls all come in here? You did all that. Okay. Okay, you know what it was to walk out the house one way, honey, but when you got to school, honey, you put your makeup and shit on, so mama didn't know. Okay, and this, that, and the other. Or better yet, you put a little lipstick on, or maybe lip gloss, because you couldn't wear lipstick. Okay, so you let the lips be shiny a little bit, honey, pop bubble gum, honey. Okay, ain't that what the song said? Ooh, my lipstick, honey, my lip gloss, ain't that? Ha,
The lip
ha!
gloss popping.
Okay.
The lip gloss popping and cupcake.
Okay. So I really want for us to, and society, actually, all of us who are of a certain age, because see, now we are the ones. We done became our parents at this particular point. And when you look at the news, I look at the news and I'm like, damn, I remember when I said, you know, when our parents are watching the news and these were their peers. Now listen to folks, we sound just like them. I'm like, how in the fuck did we go there? And we know what the hell life was at the young age. So now that we are in a social media world that we know nothing about to the degree that our children do, because this is their generation. Okay, we got to be on point with it and understand that the times have changed. The mechanisms have changed, which give them more information. But now we got to hone it in because everything is at their fingertips.
But hold on. Let me correct you there.
Well,
I hate to say this, but I've proven it time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
They may have more technology, right?
Yeah. But
they dumb as hell.
I would just put it. Yeah, they stupid as fuck. Yeah, they stupid as fuck. They still stupid. They
it don't even matter. They dumb as hell. I can outthink any one of these millennium teenagers. They dumb as hell.
Thank God for Miss Jana and Mrs. Shelley. So I needed at the time to talk to me about my stupid boyfriend and the beer. And they kept me out of trouble. Okay. So, you know what, having said all that, child, this has been that way. This has been one of those particular shows, honey. You know, we're going to let you guys mosey on off. And I want y'all to continue this discussion, honey. Take what you heard here. Go run with it, honey. Let's have the discussions in your own little circles or whatever. Have them come and watch this show if y'all need reference tools or whatever. And let's get into it because, child, listen, this doesn't work unless we're all talking about it and we're talking about it sensibly, not just because we just wanted to have something to say.
Hey,
let's talk about it sensibly.
I want to talk to everybody that's watching right now. Everybody that's watching right now, I need y'all to do something. I need y'all to comment in the box. Just comment. Everybody that's watching right now, either put yes, Meech, or no, Meech. All y'all who think Meech need to get up and go to church in the morning, let me know. Everybody.
You know what?
I'm talking. Shut up. Anybody who think Meech need to get up and go to church in the morning, I want you to start touching. Say, Meech, go to church. Meech, lay in the bed. Go ahead.
You know what? I almost shut this down. Okay.
We bow down every struggle. Hey.
You know what? I'm not with y'all. I am not with y'all. Listen, don't be trying to set me up. Okay.
Bless.
What they say?
Oh Lord. Okay, here we go.
What they say?
Go to church.
Ah.
You know. What we got? Right. Okay. Right.
What is that?
No, you have.
No, you got Bishop Sheets. Okay.
Oh my Jesus.
Bishop Sheets.
Shamala Damala.
Alpha and Omega Center in Savannah, Georgia. What you know about them? And you in Michigan?
But no, no. I know about that Alpha Omega. I know about that in Savannah. That's dope. But we trying to get them over to Christ Way Ministries, the 2310 Youth Monroe Road.
That right.
Yeah. Service started at 11 a.m.
Where my girl at? Where she at? Cause y'all not gonna do me. Yes, God.
That church mark.
Oh, really? That's my cousin Bishop Witherspoon on my mom's side. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
One said yes.
Yeah, we got a speaker tomorrow.
Okay.
What's tomorrow name?
Oh, good evening, Louise.
We bless in the city.
I got to get some brakes on this car, honey. I'm starting to grind a little bit, honey. I'm like, oh, what is that noise?
There's definitely something wrong with that grind.
Okay. Chat, wait a minute. This chat said what? Go to church and speak in tongues.
Hey!
I'm gonna do my waddle, honey. Yes, God, honey. Yeah. I was driving and I was like, I had to put my music down, honey.
Tomorrow is a dress down day because we wearing ministry shirts because we leaving right from church going to the show.
Oh, you know what? I got to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And carrying on, child. I'm gonna see if I can come in late, but they starting so late.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting up there saying I didn't have my right times. I'm like, okay, I know usually we do this 11, 12 o'clock. Okay, I go out here. Maybe I'll leave at about 4. And you know, whatever. Chad, you're talking about some 2 o'clock.
So you said why?
I said bye, honey. 2 o'clock. I'm like, what? Girl,
it might probably be on no Sunday. They should do it on Saturday.
Well, that's because of the CK and the devil. So.
Anywho, but nonetheless, that's that. So, we're gonna let you guys go head on and get with your programs, honey, because I got to get with mine and call this grace and mercy, honey. I need a truck. If I go buy this doggone this sofa bed, child, I don't want the sofa bed. This child is trying to get rid of her couch and stuff, and it is a couch with a shade lounge attached to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, me. You know what? I just thought about it.
What?
For those who they're out of towners, those that are fans of they can actually watch the service on your YouTube.
Aha.
Oh, yes.
Because we go live at the service on StreamYard.
Okay.
For those that don't want to get out of bed, you still get Jesus in your life. Aha.
All right. So I can still be at Bedpost Baptist. Okay.
So yeah, I thought about it. I stream all the same. I do a Bible study.
Okay.
So they can go to your YouTube or mine.
Right. Okay. Well, be that as it may, children, honey. Listen, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. Post the link. Okay, we will post the link. Okay, yeah, because we will post the link in just a minute. Wait a minute, let me do that before we end so that you guys can have it now. In the meantime and in between time, child, listen. I think I said this at the top of the show, child. I was catching this She-Hulk thing, honey. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like it because I'm not digging the CGI. I was hoping they would have brought her to movie form first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and carrying on. So yeah, that would have been cute. But okay, I don't know. It's just one episode in, honey. So we'll see.
Mm.
We will definitely see. Okay. We will definitely see. What? Okay, wait a minute. Here it is. I'm trying to find your what is your email address?
Mm?
What is wait a minute about? If I find your about and get your email address, I can stream it there because you the one that need the likes on your page. So I'm trying to get them to come to your page because I have two different pages.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyhow, okay, we'll get it over there to y'all, chat. Right now, I'm trying to do this and I'm overlooking what I'm supposed to be doing, and so we're having dead air, honey. She-Hulk, no, the She-Hulk. Yeah, it's all right. It's cute. It was a little funny this time, but I'm not digging how she looking. Number one, she could look a little prettier than what they got her looking, and I'm not believing her strength and things. You know, I'm just not. Right now, I'm just not. Okay. One of the things that we do know is this: Marvel and DC. Well, more so Marvel. Marvel stole a lot of shit from DC because a lot of their characters are amalgamations of like different characters, and like She-Hulk is an amalgamation of the Incredible Hulk and Wonder Woman. Okay. And over here at Marvel, they have like 3 or 4 different characters, honey, that are derivatives of what Wonder Woman is. And that She-Hulk, that there's Storm, Captain America, and it's another one that I can't think. Oh, Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all done made 4 different characters off of Wonder Woman's origin. And child bad. Okay. That's how bad my bitch is. Now y'all know I love Storm. But honey, okay. So, anywho, we try to let y'all go. Like, subscribe, and share, honey. If you like us the way that you do and you love us, honey, go to all our platforms, honey. Like on all the platforms and things of that nature. But if you hate us or thought we full of shit or whatever you think, honey, they're supposed to rub us the wrong way. Tell all of your motherfucking enemies to like and subscribe and to share. Because, honey, I want you guys to really understand one or two things, child, that everything that we're doing here at 3 the Hard Way, the Syndicate, honey, everything that we're doing will move forward in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion. So on that particular note, my darlings, honey, y'all be blessed, be safe, honey. Get home and do whatever you're gonna do in that particular manner, honey. I want you guys to love yourselves, love yourselves, love yourselves, love yourselves, love yourself like you love your mama. Okay, let me put it that way, because sometimes y'all forget about that. Take time out for yourselves, honey, and do what you need to do to take yourself to the next level. It's always about growth. The question today is, what did you learn today? Put that in the comments, honey. What did you learn today? Because if you didn't learn anything today, honey, then you wasted a whole 24 hours. What did you learn today? Okay. So on that note, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darling, with Big Meech and the big guy ally over there, big red fella, honey, also known as Minister Lavelle Hayes. And then the absence of Aunt Nikki, honey, who's away taking care of her business over there at American Airlines, doing her training and carrying on. Honey, we love you. We thank you, honey. We see you all on the next time. So on that note, my darlings, and scene.